The first 10 minutes after you wake up are a secret settings menu for your mind if you use it on purpose. Most people don't. We roll over, grab the phone, replay yesterday's stress, and unknowingly train our brain to run the same old program. Then we wonder why the day feels heavy before it even starts. Sound familiar? But there's a better move. 5 quick thoughts you repeat every morning that steady your focus, quiet your self-doubt, and guide you through the chaos like a simple inner compass. And before you click away, this isn't fake good vibes only, and it's not woo-woo fluff. It's Stoic wisdom backed by what modern psychology and neuroscience say about attention, language, and habits. If you've been feeling scattered, overwhelmed, or like you're living on autopilot, let this be your reset, because how you start your morning doesn't just start your day, it shapes your life. Your mornings write your mindset. So why do this in the morning instead of later, at lunch or at night? Because right after waking, your mind is more open to suggestion. You're moving through calmer brain states, often linked with alpha-theta patterns, like the relaxed zone people try to reach in deep meditation. In that window, your brain's inner critic, your judge and overthink system isn't fully online yet. So the way you talk to yourself slips past your usual resistance. Think about it. Hear one song first thing, and it plays in your head all day. One negative thought early, and suddenly everything looks worse. That's priming. Your brain grabs an early input and uses it as a filter. So if you choose the first inputs, your words, your meaning, your focus, you're stacking the deck in your favor. Also, your cortisol naturally spikes in the morning. That sounds scary, but it's part of how you work. Number 1. Today I will meet resistance, and that's okay. This shows up in Marcus Aurelius's private writings. He wasn't being negative. He was training himself not to be shocked by normal life, because most of us wake up expecting smooth sailing. Then one rude message, one delay, one small problem, and suddenly we feel personally attacked by reality. Our brain goes, why is this happening to me? But when you start with, of course there will be friction, you stop spiraling, you meet it, breathe and move. Example, you open your laptop and see a blunt email. Without prep, your chest tightens. They hate me. I'm behind. But with this mindset, it becomes a speed bump, not a crash. You respond instead of react. Resistance doesn't mean you're failing. It often means you're doing something real. If you want more practical mindset tools like this, hit like so YouTube shows it to more people, and subscribe to Stoic Mind Factory so you don't miss the next reset. Also, drop a comment. What time do you usually wake up? All right. Number 2. I can't control everything, but I control how I show up. Epictetus taught a simple split 2 buckets. Bucket 1, my attitude, effort, choices, actions. Bucket 2, other people, outcomes, timing, the past, the algorithm. Most anxiety comes from trying to control bucket 2. It's like negotiating with the ocean. So ask, is this in my control? If no, release it. If yes, act with intention. You can't control if someone likes you. You can control being respectful and honest. You can't control the final result. You can control the next step. That's power, not controlling everything, just choosing your move. Number 3. I am not my thoughts. I'm the one noticing them. Your brain is a thought factory. It produces worst-case scenarios, doubt, fear, because fear tries to keep you safe. But safe isn't the same as alive. Growth feels uncertain, and your brain hates uncertainty. So you practice distance when your mind says, you're not good enough. You answer, interesting thought, not true statement. Try this out loud. That's fear, not fact. That's a story, not reality. That's a thought, not a command. Have you noticed how a thought feels real until you label it? Once you label it, you can choose. The goal isn't no negative thoughts. The goal is no automatic obedience. Number 4. I'm grateful for what I already have. Gratitude isn't soft. It's rebellious in a world addicted to more. And the twist is simple. You don't become grateful because you're happy. Often you become happier because you practice gratitude. Write down 3 things you appreciate, but make them specific. The light in my room, that friend who checks on me, the fact that I'm here today. Gratitude doesn't cancel struggle. It just stops your brain from ignoring what's still good. Number 5. Life is short. I'm not promised tomorrow, so I'll live today on purpose. This is memento mori, remembering your time is limited, not to be morbid, just to wake up. Ask yourself, if today ended earlier than you expect, would you be proud of how you showed up? Would you still be postponing peace? Still waiting to start? Still tolerating what you know you need to change? Limited time creates limitless clarity. And weirdly, this can reduce anxiety because it pulls you out of imaginary futures and back into one real day. Today, one choice, the next right choice. So here's your challenge. Write these 5 lines down. Put them where you'll see them: mirror, nightstand, bathroom, move by your toothbrush. For 7 days. 1. Wake up. 2. 1 minute of slow breathing. Read each line 10 times, out loud. That's it. Repetition is how the brain learns, and morning is when it sticks. Before you go, if this helped, like the video and subscribe to Stoic Mind Factory for more tools you can actually use. And comment this: which one of the 5 lines do you need most this week? I read them, and it helps me shape the next episode. See you tomorrow morning when that control panel opens again.